Welcome back, and we're here today with Chief Ray Hammonds of the Tahlequah City Fire Department. Welcome, Chief.
How are you doing?
Well, just fine. Glad to have you here. We want to know all about the fire department in the past and in the future, and you're just the man to tell us all about that.
Well, we're proud of our fire department here. We've got a pretty good crew down here. I guess our fire department started about 1865. Supposedly the second fire department in the state of Oklahoma, next to Fort Gibson. But well, we've been here. We started out as volunteer fire department. We've grown over the years. It was actually called the Wadey Hudson Fire Department when it first started. He was a townsman that established the fire department after the city burned down, basically. If you'll go down Main Street, you'll see some of the signs that they have. Main Street Tahlequah has put out, and it'll tell a little bit of history on that. But half the city burned down, and Wadey Hudson started his fire department, and Tahlequah wasn't too many years after that. They just adopted it into the municipal fire department. And so we stayed volunteer fire department for a good many years up until about 35 years ago when they decided that we needed to have some full-time firefighters, and so it then became a combination department. So we've got full-time firemen, and we've got volunteer firefighters. I think now we have 18 volunteers. We've got 12 full-time firefighters, and then myself. So we've come quite a ways. I think this is our fourth fire department.
Now, you've been with the department for 20 years now.
20 years.
And been chief for?
About 5 years. It'll be 5 years in January.
And even in that 5 years, you've seen a lot of growth and a lot of changes in the fire department, I know.
A lot
especially
of
in your
changes.
tenure here.
Well, our city has grown since I first got on the department. It just keeps growing and expanding, and with that we've got to grow too. The demand for protection is out there, and we have to make sure that we meet the needs of our citizens, and we got to grow just like everybody else. Again, we are a combination department, and we have our volunteer base that these guys, they're on 24/7 just like our full-time guys, and when we have something go down, they drop what they're doing, whether it's birthday or anniversary or church or whatever, and they have to jump up and run in the middle of the night, and they come and they protect our citizens, and they do a bang-up job. They do a great job.
Oh, absolutely they do, and it's hot right now, and to think that they have to don those outfits on and get out in this heat is amazing to me that they can even survive.
Once they put the bunker gear and air pack on, they're putting about an extra 75 pounds on them, and it gets pretty warm out there, especially out on the highway when you're doing rescues with all that gear on.
How many runs do y'all typically have a year?
We run between 600 and 700 runs a year.
Oh my goodness. Now, is that all fire runs, or is
That's fire and rescue?
And rescue. And you know, I had somebody ask me one time, why is the fire department always there at a car wreck? And I wasn't sure I had the appropriate answer, so I'm going to put that to you.
Well, anytime you have a car wreck, there's several things that happen. You have a collision, you're going to have fluids. You're going to have gasoline, oil, radiator fluid, those type things. That's always a hazard. Batteries cause electrical shorts, could catch on fire. We're there to disconnect, make sure that doesn't happen. The other thing is you're going to have victims that are injured. Most time when EMS arrives, they have 2 people. Generally, when there's a car accident, there's more than 2 people that need attended to, so we assist them with EMS needs. The other thing is that we bring a big fire truck with us. We have our rescue truck, and then we have a big engine. The big engine shows up usually on the 4-lane highways and the 4-lane streets around town, because when people are in that situation, they're driving 60, 70 miles an hour down the road. You could use a police car or a small truck to block traffic, but if a 60, 70 mile an hour vehicle hits them, then it turns into a projectile. So we block with a big fire truck because people can see it, and when they see a big fire truck, they tend to want to slow down and stop. So that's to protect our officers and our firemen and our EMS on scene working the accident.
Well, I know response time is really paramount in your work too. Is our response time, what's the average is it for the state?
We have about a 3.25 minute response anywhere in the city limits. We recently had an ISO rating adjustment, which at one time we were 5, which is I think the highest is a 9. we were a 5, and what that does is that determines how much insurance you pay as a citizen or as a business owner in the city of Tahlequah. The lower the number, the better the rating. And we had a reassessment not too long ago, and we lowered it to a 4. Therefore, it lowered everybody's insurance and lowered everybody's run numbers. So, I mean, that's what that does.
Well, I know also you have a swiftwater rescue team.
We have a technical rescue team.
Yeah.
We do swiftwater, cave, confined space, rope rescue, auto extrication, airplane crash and rescue. We've got our technical rescue covers one end of the spectrum to the other.
And I think that your men are really prepared, and I know that that is job number 1 for you, is to keep your men prepared and ready for any eventuality.
Well, we spend a lot of time training, and in years past, you know, when I first got on the department, there wasn't a whole lot of training out there, and thanks to people like Chief Bob Adrian, Chief Frank, Larry Dotson, those guys, they brought a lot of training to our city and got us on the right path of getting that education for our guys down here. One of the things that I've always felt like is that, you know, and it was told to me by Nick Perky, he always said, you know, hey, look, our fires get just as hot as Tulsa and Oklahoma City. So our guys have to have the same training. They need to be prepared just as well as those, and that's what we do.
Well, in the next segment, I would like to talk some more about that training, because it is of utmost importance to your men and to your department. And we'll talk more about that when we come back.